The lost city of Atlantis, real or myth. For over 2,000 years, the legend of Atlantis has haunted the human imagination, a powerful civilization swallowed by the sea in a single day. But was it ever real? Or just a grand myth, twisted over centuries? What if I told you that new evidence suggests Atlantis may not just be a fairy tale, but a forgotten truth buried beneath the ocean? Hold on tight, because by the end of this video, you might never look at history the same way again. The legend of Atlantis, where it all began. The story of Atlantis comes from one of history's greatest philosophers, Plato. Around 360 BCE, he described a powerful civilization that existed 9,000 years before his time. A vast empire with advanced technology, massive temples, and warriors capable of conquering the world. Atlantis, Plato said, was a utopia until it angered the gods. Then, in one cataclysmic day and night, it vanished beneath the waves. Now, let's pause for a second. I know what you're thinking. Ancient gods smiting an entire civilization? Sounds like an action movie, not history. Fair point. But here's where things get interesting. Plato wasn't known for telling bedtime stories. He was a philosopher, a thinker. His writings were meant to reflect real-world events. So, was Atlantis just a metaphor, or did he base it on something real? The answer might surprise you, because some historians believe Plato was describing a real place that existed long before our recorded history. If Atlantis was real, what happened to it? Some believe it was destroyed by a massive earthquake. Others say a volcanic eruption. And some even think that Atlantis wasn't destroyed at all, but simply lost, waiting to be rediscovered beneath the sea. The search for Atlantis, does the evidence hold up? Over the centuries, Atlantis has been found in just about every corner of the planet. The Mediterranean, the Caribbean, Antarctica, even beneath the Sahara Desert. Wait, Atlantis in the desert? Did Poseidon just get confused about his city planning? Actually, this theory might not be as crazy as it sounds. Satellite images of a structure known as the Richat structure, or the Eye of the Sahara, show eerie similarities to Plato's description of Atlantis. Massive concentric circles, evidence of water erosion. Could this have once been the legendary lost city? The Sahara wasn't always a desert. Thousands of years ago, it was green, full of rivers and lakes. If an advanced civilization had existed there, could a dramatic climate shift have wiped it out? Then, there's the case of Santorini, a Greek island devastated by a massive volcanic eruption 3,600 years ago. This explosion wiped out the Minoan civilization, one of the most advanced societies of its time. Some archaeologists believe that Plato's story was inspired by this real-life disaster. Ancient ruins on Crete show that the Minoans had sophisticated plumbing, multi-storied buildings, and even a written language that remains undeciphered to this day. Could this have been Atlantis? And what about the ruins found underwater near Japan? The Yonaguni Monument, a massive, pyramid-like structure deep in the ocean. Some geologists argue it's a natural formation, but others claim it shows clear signs of human construction. If civilizations have been lost to time before, what else might still be hidden beneath the waves? The shocking new discoveries. In 2020, oceanographers using advanced sonar detected massive underwater structures off the coast of Cuba. Structures that don't belong there. Geometrically perfect formations, like pyramids and roads, deep beneath the ocean. Could this be proof of a lost civilization that predates history? And if so, what else have we lost to time? This isn't the only anomaly. Researchers studying the Bimini Road, an underwater rock formation in the Bahamas, believe it may be man-made. Some think it could be the remnants of an ancient city swallowed by the rising seas at the end of the Ice Age. Even mainstream scientists now admit that human civilization might be far older than we once thought. If true, could Atlantis be a memory of a prehistoric society wiped out by a global catastrophe? But here's where things get even more disturbing. A great cataclysm, the fall of Atlantis. Around 12,000 years ago, something happened on Earth. The planet experienced a sudden and dramatic shift in climate. Glaciers melted. Sea levels rose by hundreds of feet. Entire land masses disappeared. Could Atlantis have been one of them? Some researchers believe that Atlantis could have been a highly advanced civilization that thrived during the Ice Age, a culture that existed before history as we know it. Think about it. Ancient maps show Antarctica without ice. How could cartographers from centuries ago have known what lay beneath the frozen continent? Could they have been working from older, forgotten records? And then there's the question of ancient technologies. The Great Pyramids of Egypt, the precision-cut stonework of Machu Picchu, the mind-boggling megaliths of Göbekli Tepe, built over 12,000 years ago. Did Atlantis leave behind traces of its knowledge? If Atlantis was a real civilization, one that had advanced knowledge, what happened to its people? Did they perish, or did they spread across the world, influencing other ancient cultures? And more importantly, could history be repeating itself? The truth about Atlantis, what it means for us today. Whether Atlantis was real or not, the legend serves as a warning. A story of a civilization so powerful, yet so vulnerable to the forces of nature. Today, cities are sinking. Climate change is causing the seas to rise. Coastal cities are at risk of being swallowed by the ocean, just like Atlantis. What if the legend isn't just history, but prophecy? Many ancient myths talk about a great flood that wiped out entire civilizations. The story of Noah's Arkansas, the Sumerian flood myth, even indigenous legends from the Americas. Could Atlantis be one piece of a much bigger puzzle? A memory of a time when human history was reset? If an advanced civilization vanished overnight thousands of years ago, could it happen again? And if Atlantis was real, could its secrets still be hidden beneath the ocean, waiting to be discovered? What do you think? Was Atlantis real? Or is it just a story? Let me know in the comments. And if you want more mind-blowing history, make sure to subscribe. The past holds secrets that are only now coming to light. Plato's story, a clue or a deception. The legend of Atlantis comes from the writings of one man, Plato. Around 360 BCE, he described a massive island empire that ruled over vast territories. A civilization with futuristic technology, enormous temples, and fleets that could conquer nations. And then in a single night, it vanished beneath the sea. Sounds like an ancient disaster story, right? But here's where things get strange. Plato claimed that Atlantis existed 9,000 years before his time. That puts its downfall at around 11,600 years ago, exactly when the Earth was emerging from the last ice age. Coincidence? Some scholars argue that Plato made up the entire story. But here's the problem. Plato was not a fiction writer. His works were philosophical, not fantasy. So, where did he get this information? Some historians believe he had access to records far older than we imagine. Could ancient civilizations have left behind knowledge that was passed down for generations? Or did Plato know something that was never meant to be revealed? Where was Atlantis? New clues from around the world. Over the years, explorers have found Atlantis in the Mediterranean, the Caribbean, Antarctica, and even beneath the Amazon rainforest. But new evidence points to some of the most unexpected locations yet. 1. The North Sea Anomaly, a city beneath the waves. Just off the coast of Britain in the North Sea lies a sunken landmass known as Doggerland. Scientists say it was once home to a vast prehistoric civilization before rising sea levels swallowed it whole. Could this have been part of Atlantis? Sonar scans have revealed mysterious rectangular structures buried under the seafloor. Some researchers believe these formations could be remnants of ancient settlements that existed thousands of years before the first known cities. 2. The lost continent of Zealandia. In 2017, scientists officially classified Zealandia, a submerged landmass beneath the Pacific Ocean, as Earth's eighth continent. It's massive, larger than India, yet almost entirely underwater. Could this lost land have once supported an ancient civilization? Geologists have discovered fossilized plants and evidence of rivers, proving that Zealandia was once above sea level. If advanced humans lived there, their entire history could have been erased. And here's the twist. Plato described Atlantis as a land larger than Libya and Asia combined. Was he unknowingly describing Zealandia? 3. The underwater wall that stretches across the ocean. In 2018, satellite images revealed an enormous structure at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean, a straight, continuous wall-like formation stretching for thousands of miles. Scientists say it could be a natural feature, but others believe it might be evidence of a civilization that existed before the Great Floods. Was this a defensive wall, a boundary, or something even stranger? And if Atlantis was located in the Atlantic, could its ruins still be hiding beneath the waves? Advanced knowledge. Did Atlantis leave behind a secret legacy? If Atlantis was real, did its people vanish? Or did they leave behind clues? Hidden in ancient structures around the world? Take a look at these bizarre coincidences. The Great Pyramids of Egypt, the ruins of Machu Picchu, and the temples of Angkor, what are all aligned to astronomical precision, as if built with knowledge of the stars beyond their time. The megalithic ruins at Göbekli Tepe, dating back 12,000 years, suggest an advanced society existed long before history tells a civilization began. Ancient cultures across the world, from the Maya to the Greeks, have similar legends of a great flood that wiped out a powerful civilization. Could Atlantis have been the source of this lost knowledge? And if they possessed advanced technology, where did it come from? Some believe Atlantis wasn't just a powerful empire, but a civilization that harnessed energy in ways we still don't understand. Take, for example, the ancient ruins of Pumapunku in Bolivia. Massive stones are cut with laser-like precision, as if shaped by technology beyond the capabilities of early humans. Could these sites be remnants of Atlantean survivors? The Great Cataclysm. What really destroyed Atlantis? We've been told Atlantis sank because of an earthquake, a flood, or an angry god's wrath. But what if the truth is even darker? Around 12,800 years ago, the Earth experienced a sudden catastrophe known as the Younger Dryas impact event. Evidence suggests that a massive comet or asteroid struck the planet, causing global wildfires, rapid climate change, and the sudden disappearance of countless species. Some scientists believe this impact may have wiped out an entire civilization, one advanced enough to leave behind strange anomalies we can still see today. And here's the eerie part. Ancient myths from around the world describe fire raining from the sky, floods engulfing cities, and the earth shaking violently. Was this the true fate of Atlantis? And if so, could it happen again? What if Atlantis never disappeared? What if Atlantis never truly vanished but was hidden? Some researchers believe that Atlantis might not be under the ocean at all. Instead, its secrets could be locked away in places humanity has yet to uncover. Take Antarctica, buried beneath 2 miles of ice. Satellite scans have revealed structures resembling pyramids. Could Atlantis have fled there only to be erased by time? And here's another chilling thought. What if the true knowledge of Atlantis wasn't lost, but hidden on purpose? Could secret societies or ancient orders hold clues to what really happened? And if so, why has this knowledge been kept from us? The final mystery. What does Atlantis mean for us today? Maybe Atlantis was just a myth. Maybe it was real. Or maybe it was something far more mysterious, a warning about the fate of human civilizations. Today, the world faces rising sea levels. Coastal cities are disappearing. The very thing that allegedly destroyed Atlantis is happening again. Are we doomed to repeat the past? Or is there something we haven't uncovered yet? Some forgotten knowledge that could change the course of our future? One thing is certain. The legend of Atlantis refuses to die. And the more we search, the more we realize the past still has secrets waiting to be discovered. So tell me, do you think Atlantis was real? Or is the truth something even more unbelievable? Let me know in the comments. And if you love uncovering hidden history, subscribe for more mind-blowing discoveries. The past isn't as lost as we think. It's just waiting to be found.